Hello and welcome to this video on polymers in the music industry. Polymers have influenced the way we listen to music and have done over time, so let's begin. First up, polymers. Not that guy. Polymers are long-chain molecules made out of small repeating units known as monomers. So here are a few monomers, and if you join them all together, you get a polymer. Music. We all know what music is. So where did this begin? In 1930, the first shellac record was produced by RCA, but these were very brittle and would shatter into a million pieces if dropped. In 1948, Columbia Records released the first ever LP made out of polyvinyl chloride, or PVC. This is where the name vinyl comes from. PVC records were much harder and rigid. Here are a few records made from said PVC, and here's good old Abbey Road, possibly the most famous album cover around. Smaller 7-inch records were also made. Here are a few to show how vinyl can be coloured as well. So PVC is made via a process called radical polymerization and is made of monomers of chloroethene. As with all radical mechanisms, there are 3 steps. The first is the initiation step. This process starts with the heterolytic bond cleavage of a peroxide molecule due to its weak oxygen-oxygen bond to form a radical. This radical then reacts with the chloroethene to break the alkene double bond, forming a terminal radical. In the propagation step, this radical reacts with another molecule of chloroethene, which adds onto the chain. This process repeats until you have a long chain polymer. However, this process is stopped by a termination step. This is when 2 terminal radical molecules react with each other to form a bond, and hence the reaction can go no further. This is the representation of PVC. The end should be a little bit low there. Records stuck around for a long time and were what really pioneered being able to listen to your favourite artists at the comfort of your own home. Next, in 1962, the first ever cassette tape was made by Philips. So let's have a look at some. Nope, that's still a vinyl. Here we go. Cassettes are reels of magnetic tape housed in a plastic shell. The magnetic tape was made from layering chromium or iron oxides onto a polyester film. This tape was infamous for being really hard to get back in. You have to use a trusty old pencil to do so. There we go. By 1983, cassettes were outselling vinyl. However, it took until 1979 for you to be able to play these on the go with the invention of the Sony Walkman. This is my cassette player. Let's see if it still works. There we go. Terrible audio quality. The polyester used was PET, or polyethylene terephthalate, and is made via condensation polymerization from ethylene glycol and terephthalic acid. The 2 molecules react together to form an ester linkage between the alcohol group on the glycol and the carboxylate group on the terephthalic acid. This reaction releases a molecule of water, hence condensation. This reaction forms a resin which is melted and can be moulded into the film sheets. To increase the strength of the PET film, the orientation of the 2 molecules can be controlled. In particular, one substance called BOPET, or biaxially orientated polyethylene terephthalate, is made by inverting each adjacent molecule 180 degrees to the previous one, making the whole macromolecule stronger. Next comes 1983. and the introduction of CDs. These little circles of joy revolutionised the music industry, as up to this point portable listening devices had pretty terrible audio quality. The invention of digital storage onto a compact disc changed this and introduced high quality music. The only way I can listen to CDs now is in my French motor vehicle, so let's go. CDs contain a hard plastic outer layer made from polycarbonate, which is very strong as demonstrated. Polycarbonate was originally made from the two monomers phosgene and bisphenol A via step growth polymerization, just like the PET polymer. First, the bisphenol is treated with sodium hydroxide, which deprotonates the molecule. This then reacts with the phosgene to produce polycarbonate. Which is basically the addition of a carbonyl group to the oxygen. Since phosgene contains chlorine, the byproducts are not very green, and so there is a second way to make polycarbonate called transesterification, which is more environmentally friendly. This again uses bisphenol A, but with diphenyl carbonate in a condensation polymerization like in PET, with water being the only byproduct. The way we listen to music nowadays is mainly via online streaming services such as Spotify and Apple Music, and so the need for polymers for physical audio playback devices is ever diminishing. Over the last 8 years, there has been a massive resurgence in people wanting to listen to vinyl due to its subjectively better sound quality. Polymers are dying out in the way we listen to music, and eventually I think due to digitalisation this will become extinct, but their uses will always have a special place in the history of music, even if it is just for that nostalgic feel.